Access to shelter or housing is a basic human right. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights states, "Everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including housing." Despite recognition of housing as a basic human right, rapid increases in Auckland house prices have reduced affordability and caused the issue of people living in crowded, unhealthy housing conditions. The Salvation Army 2015 found the median house price has more than doubled in the last decade. Increasing house prices have deemed living in Auckland unaffordable for many. The annual Demographia International Housing Affordability Survey 2015 rated Auckland as severely unaffordable. Household crowding is defined as situations where additional bedrooms are needed in a house to sleep all tenants. Using 2013 census data, 49.4% of crowded houses were located in Auckland, despite only having 30.3% of all New Zealand households. The rapid increase in Auckland house prices and percentage of households living in crowded conditions creates significant social issues, including negative health impacts. New Zealand's high levels of rheumatic fever, normally found in developing countries, have been attributed to poor housing. The increase in house prices has negative economic impacts, including increasing healthcare costs. The cost of treating rheumatic fever is estimated at $40 million every year. Respiratory conditions form the majority of potentially preventable hospital admissions in New Zealand young adults. Unhealthy housing conditions can impact on children's ability to learn, employees' productivity, and people's ability to participate in society. According to Regional Public Health Service, secure and affordable housing improves health, employment, and educational outcomes for people. The failure evident in the Auckland housing market is largely due to demand for housing exceeding supply. Over the past 3 years, Auckland's population has grown over 63,000 people, yet just over 10,000 new dwellings have been built. Our business idea and solution to these issues is the creation of a registered social housing provider business that buys and builds social housing, making this available to low-income tenants in Auckland. This idea will strike these issues at the core through increasing supply in the market and hence helping to lower the price for housing while providing healthy, affordable housing for tenants. Current social housing providers give evidence this business idea is viable. These include iwi, organisations such as Dwell Housing Trust, and local councils. According to Dwell Housing Trust, international evidence shows that growing the community housing sector is a successful way of increasing the supply of low-cost housing. However, non-for-profit social housing organisations have one weakness, and that is the ability to scale. Labour Party leader Andrew Little believes that community housing organisations don't have the resources to manage more social housing. As a business for profit with success, our business will readily be able to expand and grow, handling more housing. With current legislation, the business will be able to supply for low-income tenants. It can charge market rates for rental, but as a social housing provider, access accommodation supplement payments. Tenants could receive help from the government to pay rent. This allows tenants to live at a cheaper price, while the business will receive market rates for providing the housing. The business will strive for sustainability through low resource usage, the use of sustainable and free of chemical materials, and reducing impact on the environment. This will ensure the health and safety of all employees, contractors, and residents and guarantee the future of the next generations. Overall, the business will ensure tenants have a healthy, affordable home, helping them eliminate problems caused by unaffordable housing in New Zealand. The provision of housing will reduce crowding for families, reduce the risk of disease and preventable illness, and reduce costs to the healthcare system. Ethics is defined as the systematic study of conduct based on moral principles, reflective choices, and standards of right and wrong conduct. Ethics can be used to explain if business decisions and actions are acceptable. Solomon's 3 C's are an ethical framework that can be used to determine if a business is ethical. According to Solomon, to be ethical in business, there are 3 C's to be aware of: compliance, contributions, and consequences. Solomon explains that in an understanding and hence being responsible for the 3 C's of a business, this business is considered ethical. However, anything less than this he considers unethical. Compliance. Our business will comply with all laws and regulations in terms of housing standards, employees, and customers. We will go beyond legal regulations and comply with moral rules and community expectations. Our business will treat all tenants equally, and houses will be built and renovated to the highest safety requirements. Contribution. The business will supply additional houses in the Auckland market, contributing to helping increase supply and slowing the rapidly increasing house prices. The business will contribute through providing affordable and healthy housing. Tenants living in crowded housing will be reduced, thus reducing their risk of sickness and disease. Consequences. The consequence of the business will be a reduction in household crowding and an increase in supply in the Auckland market. Health issues in tenants will likely be reduced and their quality of life will be improved. When applying Solomon's 3 C's, our business is considered ethical.
A stakeholder is a person who has interest and concern with something in relation to the business. They can be affected or have the potential to be affected by the organization. Stakeholders can be divided into 2 categories, primary and secondary. Primary stakeholders affect the business directly, but secondary affects it indirectly. People. A primary stakeholder is people who are affected by unaffordable housing in Auckland. The main concern will be affording a house that can improve their quality of life and better their future. Our business can address this concern. It will provide healthy, affordable housing for many of these stakeholders, benefiting their quality of living, health, and future prospects. Public health groups. Public health groups are secondary stakeholders in relation to social housing. Public health groups are concerned for the health of people in society. They want people to be able to live in healthy, well-sustainable houses. Our business proposal offers a supply of affordable, healthy housing for the low-income tenants, reducing household crowding for many families. This addresses the concern of public health groups as it decreases the risk of health issues for the community. Investors. As a primary stakeholder, investors' main focus often is the profitability of the investment, dividends, profits, and capital growth. Considering the low supply of affordable social housing in Auckland and the increasing demand for housing, our business proposal allows a continuous supply, meeting these demands. Therefore, investors are likely to profit. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This is made up of 3 essential components: economic, social, and environmental. Economic sustainability focuses on creating economic value within an organization through increasing profits and reducing costs. Due to the high demand and low supply for housing in Auckland, our business has the potential to be economically sustainable. After the initial startup costs of purchasing and renovating houses, profit will be made and the costs of running the business will be able to be minimized. Environmental sustainability focuses on keeping natural resources and ecosystems healthy. For the business, this will be through minimal resource use, clean, chemical-free materials, and reducing the impact on the environment. This is important because it cancels out any costs that the business will face through any negative external factors. Social sustainability targets safe and healthy products, equity, and providing a decent quality of life. For the business, this will be met through the provision of a safe and healthy housing that will meet the basic needs of low-income tenants and provide them with equitable opportunities and outcomes. They will have a quality home, helping to better their health and quality of life. When all 3 of these components are met in a decision, it is considered sustainable, and therefore our business will be sustainable. Overall, our business will be profitable, sustainable, and ethical, giving no reason not to invest.
you.